Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Talk. I'm Jill Winty, a realtor with Better Homes and Gardens, Greene, specializing in the Spring, Texas real estate market. And today I have a special guest for us. I've got Stacey Gross, who's the manager for Gibraltar Mortgage, and she's going to help us understand a little bit about the pre-approval process, the full loan approval process, and when you can go out and buy that furniture. Now, the reason why I've asked Stacey to join us is just because Stacey has been in mortgage now for over 20 years, and during that time frame, she has helped over 2,600 buyers purchase a property, home, that they now call it. So, Stacey, talk to us a little bit about mortgage pre-approval, full loan approval, conditional approval, clear to close. What does that all mean?
All right, I will. Thanks, Jill, and thank you for having me today. So you will hear several different approvals along the way. So a pre-approval means that the lender has pulled your credit report. Hopefully they've asked you to see income and asset documents and given those a preliminary review, and it said, okay, you're good to go and spend X amount of dollars on this property. The second approval you'll hear about is a conditional approval. That's after you have a property and an underwriter has reviewed the documents that you provided initially and said, okay, you're approved subject to your appraisal coming in, selecting insurance, and maybe providing a couple of different pieces of information. The third approval, which is the one that you're asking about, is the clear to close, and that's when the underwriter has reviewed every single piece of documentation that's required for the approval and said, okay, the home is yours.
So, Stacey, when does that happen? When, as a buyer, I can feel assured that I'm not going to get that call that tells me, sorry, you don't have loan approval?
Gotcha.
When do I know? I mean, if I'm supposed to close on the 28th, am I going to know the 23rd, the 25th, the 28th? Hopefully not. When?
Sure. Sometimes it is cutting it close, maybe a day or two prior to closing, but if you've done all of your homework up front, provided information to the documentation, information to the lender early on in the process, then that clear to close could come 10 days prior to closing, or a week or 2 weeks. It just depends upon how much work you've done up front and how quickly you're working with the lender to provide all of the additional documentation needed.
So the secret words that I'm looking for as far as a buyer is clear to close.
Clear to close. That means the home is going to be yours. The closing documents just have to be drawn and you're ready to go.
Okay, so at clear to close, you're not asking me for any more paperwork and I can go out and buy furniture.
I would say don't buy furniture until after you close. It's the policy of many lenders, including ours, to monitor credit pulls along the way up to the date of funding. So just because you have that clear to close doesn't mean you want to go buy that new living room set just right then. Wait until after you've signed the documents. The day after is the best, but definitely after you sign all the paperwork.
Okay. Fabulous, Stacey. I appreciate you coming on to us today. This is Jill Winty with Better Homes and Gardens, Greene, and Stacey Gross with Gibraltar Mortgage. You've got any other questions, please reach out to us at 281-804-8626 or for mortgage,
281-831-9878. And thanks for having me.
Fabulous. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Real Estate Talk. We got lots of other great information for you on www.discoverspringtexas.com. So until next time.